Hit Perfect. All right. So, do you want to just give a little bit of an introduction and background on yourself?
Absolutely. So my name is Dominik Olech. I'm the head pitching coach at BCA Post Grad in Knoxville, Tennessee. Originally was born in Poland, actually, and I came to Chicago when I was 3 months old. Lived my entire life in Chicago. Went to Trinity International University, which is a NAI school in the northern suburbs of Chicago. Played 4 years there. Coached 2 years at Roosevelt University previously before this, which is a D2 school in downtown Chicago, and then took this job here in Knoxville in August and been here for the past 4 months and it's been a blast. So excited to share a little bit more about what I do here and my past experiences as well.
Awesome. Awesome. How have you liked traveling a lot? I mean, it sounds like you've been around a lot. So, how have you like that?
Um, Now by being around, you mean around here or just around?
I mean, around the whole U.S., it sounds like Chicago, Knoxville, all around.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting the connection I have with Knoxville. So my previous college coach, Shane Gardner, is from Knoxville. My previous assistant coach, Tanner Hill, is from Knoxville. So um, we had done spring break trips to Knoxville area when I was in college. And so that was like kind of the first time I'd been in the area. So when I saw an opening for a pitching coach job here in Knoxville, I was like, wow, I know the area. I know it's nice. So, and the rest was history after that. And um, here with the mission at BC Athletics, I really it was really easy for me to buy into everything that we do here. We're a faith-based academy, so we really strive at building not just better ball players, but better men in general with everything we do. Through our post grad, our travel ball organization, and every single person that walks through these doors, we really hope that we can impact you in a way that goes beyond just baseball. So
Yeah, 100%. And, for a lot of players that, might be listening to this or anything like that, what is a post grad program? Because I know a lot of players, when they think of going to college to play baseball, they think NCAA, whether it's D1 through D3, NAI or JUCO. And, a lot of players don't know about what post grad programs are. So, what is a post grad program and what is it, what kind of player is it good for?
absolutely. So what post grad is meaning post high school for the most part. So most of the guys that we have in here are between, 18 and 20 years old. It's a gap year program to make it simple. But we run it just like a college program, if not more intense than a college program. So who our program is for guys who want to basically play a full college season and develop in a college life type way without using a year of eligibility. So whether that's guys that didn't get really recruited going out of high school, guys that have been going through an injury, guys that have been at school previously but weren't satisfied with their experience and want to kind of take a year off, a gap year, and work on developing themselves and actually getting playing time before hopping back to school next year. So the goal of this program is to get kids signed towards college baseball, but it's much more than that. So, um, we play about 20 games in the fall and 50 games in the spring against local college competitions. So that's different. Junior colleges here in the area, some D2, D3, NAI schools. We got a fair amount of good competition here in the area.
Mhm.
So you get to play a full season of college competition without using college eligibility, which is a really cool opportunity. But besides that, we're training intensely on the days that we don't play. So in the morning, position players are coming and doing a hitting workout. Pitchers are coming and doing arm care. In the afternoon, we have a team practice, and then some guys are coming in at night to get extra work in. We have apartments that are right across the street from our facility, and so it's just really accessible to be able to come in here and get after it. So the day-to-day grind is honestly more intense than actual college program, but that's kind of the goal is to come in here for 9 months and really transform who you are as a person and become unrecognizable and make new opportunities for yourself to get signed by school for the upcoming year. So that's
Yeah,
basically what a post
absolutely.
grad is.
Awesome. Yeah, no, absolutely. What would a normal a normal day look like for one of these, student athletes, or I guess athletes for you? Like what would
Sure. So I
they're
mean,
waking up and then all the way towards the end of the day.
absolutely. So for a position player here, you're going to be in a hitting group for the morning. So, for example, that might be a 9 a.m. hitting group or a 10 a.m. hitting group. So you're coming in for your slot, you're coming in getting hitting work in, and then you kind of have a break for lunch after that. For pitchers, you're going to come in at some point throughout that period. It kind of varies from day to day based on what we're doing, what our plan is. And I'm going to lead you through. We basically do a lot of arm care and mobility stuff in the morning. So I'll either have a circuit or just, again, it varies from day to day, but we're getting ourselves prepped and ready to throw. For the most part, I don't have them throw in the morning. We throw in the afternoons when we have our team practice sessions.
Mhm.
So after lunch, the guys come back and as a team, they do a full dynamic again. And then, um, again, whatever work has to be done for that day, whether that's um, more individual stuff, so just infielders taking ground balls by themselves. Again, it varies from day to day, whether we're stuck inside the facility based on weather or whether we're able to get outside of a nearby field and actually do like a full team practice. So, and then in the evening, we call it the third session. That's kind of on their own. Guys can come in and get extra work and whatever they need, whether it's extra swings, extra ground balls. So it's really just baseball every single day, 6 days a week. One off day, do whatever you want, but 6 days a week we're grinding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it sounds really good for especially players that need are looking for that development piece. It sounds like
exactly.
a very good opportunity for them, for sure. So yeah, I mean, you already kind of touched on the eligibility part, so we'll kind of just forego and bypass that. So we'll move on to kind of like your playing career and like your training
Sure.
throughout your whole career. So have you worked as a remote coaching client, and if so, what made you decide to do remote coaching?
Yeah, absolutely. So during my college career, I did some remote coaching with Advanced Therapy Performance. Had a really great experience with overall. I think I was with them for about a year and a half or so, um, mostly for the strength portion that they offer remotely, and I did a little bit of the pitching side too as well. And I had a great experience with it. I would get a 4 week plan with each lift I was supposed to do. The exercise would be linked to a video, sets and reps included. I could track what weight I was doing, and every 3 months I would get reassessed to check on my body weight, mobility, things like that. So I was definitely getting taken care of, even though it wasn't necessarily working with a coach, kind of like the players here, they get to see me every single day.
Mhm.
And with remote coaching, you don't necessarily get that one-on-one face-to-face interaction with the coach. So sometimes there's a worry of like, um, am I going to feel lost? But at least a good remote coaching platform, you'll have someone to ask questions to, whether that's by text, email, or things like that. So you should never feel lost.
Mhm.
And I mean, me personally, I'm a go-getter, so I never had issues, but it allowed me to just have something to keep me accountable, to track. Um, and at that point in my career, I was still like learning new exercises and things like that, and it was just really good for me to be able to develop while I was in college.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of how we connected is because we kind of did the same thing. I mean, I know I was working through advanced therapy performance as well, and nothing but great things that they offered over there. Which
Sure.
kind of leads into my next thing. Like, you touched on a little bit of the one-on-one aspect of it. Through your experience of remote coaching, did you feel like it was individualized and it attacked your needs as a player or as you needed to develop?
Absolutely. And again, there is some aspect of face to face of really having a human connection and really being able to just like dive deep in a conversation, just like we are right now.
Mhm.
And with remote coaching, you could say a little bit of that is lost, but again, you still have your lifeline, so to speak, of you can still text in your questions. You can still email your questions. You can send in videos. That was actually one thing I did too, is
Yep.
I would sometimes send Dr. Heenan videos and say, "Hey, does my form look good?" And so like you're kind of going through the process by yourself, but you're never by yourself because you always have someone to count on to be able to answer your questions. So um, yeah, it's not like it's not one-on-one in terms of like someone standing by you, but again, there's like pros and cons with everything because like sometimes if you always have a coach by your side, then it almost can feel like you're a dog on a leash and it's like you
Mhm.
have to do everything they say. And sometimes not having a coach by you opens this box of creativity where it's like, okay, I can try something and never get too far off the path where it's like, okay, I'm just like full on just going off program, which again, maybe there is a time and place for that, but if you're someone that's like, I really don't know what to do with my training and I can't afford going to somewhere for $300 to $500 a month and you want a more affordable option where you have a program and you have structure, then remote coaching is a really great option for that.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think one of the things that is kind of like misconceptualized, I guess, is the fact that, you know, you're not going to get what you need out of remote coaching as far as when you see a one-on-one person. And I did in-person lessons, and I absolutely loved my in-person lesson coach in Texas. But the main thing is too is like when I would do it, right? I would go to the lesson and it would be once a week. So then I would have to wait all the way until the next week to, get the feedback I wanted. Of course, I had his number and I sent him video and all that kind of stuff. But some coaches aren't like that. When you have a lesson with them, they just completely stop talking to you until you see until you do the next lesson, right? Whereas remote coaching, you have that constant contact, you have that constant you know, ability to be able to pick their brain, ask questions, and all that kind of stuff. So the availability is definitely something that I would recommend as far as the one-on-one remote coaching.
I will say this for like whoever's listening to this, it doesn't matter whether you're doing in person or you're doing remote coaching. At the end of the day, it's on you to attack your
100%.
development. So anyone can tell you what to do, anyone can give you a program, but at the end of the day, it's up to you to actually like show up and put in the work. And
100%.
even with in person, like no one can truly hold your hand in the process. I say with my guys every day, I give them any pitcher that comes in here, I give them a full like exercise manual of stuff where I've made my own videos and they basically have a whole toolbox because at some point they're going to leave this program and they're going to hopefully go to a college program. And I want them to have a routine and something that they can do on their own.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I can give you all the tools and give you everything you need to do, but you need to be self-aware and self-responsible of like, okay, I'm going to actually do this. So
Yeah. 100%. It comes down to the word consistency, right? You just got to be consistent
absolutely.
of what you do every day. And I know we hear that a lot. So, my next question for you is like, what surprised you most about remote coaching?
Sure. Absolutely. I think what surprised me most is the simplicity. Because like again, you can sometimes show up to a gym, I mean, and just be like, man, I don't really want to know what to do.
Mhm.
Um, and having remote coaching with a good program that has each exercise laid out for you, sets and reps, a video link. If you're someone that needs that type of structure and that type of simplicity, then it's good to have that. And so, early on in college, that was something that I really needed because I was just like, I have the grind mentality. I want to get better. I just need someone to point me in the right direction. And that's what remote coaching allowed me to do is just said, hey, here's your exercises based on what we feel like is going to be best for you. Go and do it.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And then would you recommend remote coaching to any of your players right now or just, out there and players in general? Like, would you recommend it to them?
Yeah, absolutely. I think again, it's knowing what's best for you and exploring your options. There's an affordability aspect. So, like I said, remote coaching is going to be cheaper than coming in person because, again, it's just supply and demand, time, money, things like that.
Yeah.
Um, so again, it's analyzing all of that and analyzing like what type of person you are. Maybe you need someone to be there for you to just like tell you what to do. And you're self-aware and say like, hey, if I sign up for remote coaching and someone sends me a program, I'm still not going to do it. Which at that point you might need to kind of look at yourself in the mirror and say like, okay, do I really want to get after this? But again, there's a lot of things to consider. But I think if you are someone that's just like, I really want to work hard. I just don't know what to do right now. I need someone to point me in the right direction. You're looking for an affordable way to do it. I think remote coaching is a great option to start off. And remote coaching doesn't have to be forever because I
Mhm.
know for me personally, it's like I did it for a year and a half with ATP, and then I kind of felt like I learned the system, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go off on my own now. I think I can program myself.
Yeah.
And so it never has to be a forever thing, but if you do invest in remote coaching, don't be the guy that just goes for 1 month and be like, no, I don't see results. You're not going to see
Yeah.
results after 1 month of doing something. Invest in it
100%.
for 6 to 12 months. And then after that, even 6 to 12 months might not be enough because, like, sometimes results just take time and you're just building a
Yeah.
foundation, or you need to, like, scratch old habits and just, like, I mean, think about me. I'm 25 years old. So there might be habits that I've had for 5, 10, 15 years that like I don't even realize that at some point I'll be like, okay, I need to scratch that. You really think a 6 week program is going to scratch a potentially 5, 10, 15-year-old habit that I might have? I mean, you tell me, probably
Yeah,
not.
right.
So again, it's like you said it, consistency and trusting the process. So especially with remote programming, it can be something where like you just need to be patient and you need to actually find something that you believe in and actually trust the process for 6 to 12 months minimum, and then reassess from there whether you need to go off in a different direction. So
Yeah.
that would be my advice with all of that.
Absolutely. And I mean, I think you kind of touched on it too, and it keeps coming down to the word, like the word consistency. And if you want to keep doing it, you got to keep putting in the work and everything. Because I think the way some of the way our generation is going is everyone's looking for that quick fix. Everyone's looking
Exactly.
for that one thing that's just going to get them over the edge within 10 days. And for a lot of things, or in a lot of athletes, it just doesn't work like that. For the many that like freak athletes that it does work, hallelujah, hallelujah. Like it is like you're one in a few. But for a lot of us, you gotta just instill the good patterns over time. This is an over time kind of thing. It's not a quick fix kind of thing. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, I mean,
my final thing for you is, what would you say to someone that is unsure or hesitant about remote coaching?
absolutely. I think find someone that you trust and
Mhm.
believe in. I tell this to my players when I give them exercises and things to do. I say, whatever you do, actually believe in it.
Yeah,
Because when it comes to training, many roads lead to Rome. So you'll see guys that do different things. You'll see like Aroldis Chapman do boxing. You'll see Yamamoto do javelin.
yeah,
And it's like there's so many different training methods that are out there, and people are just like, I don't know what to do. Well, if you don't know what to do, just do your research, find something that you can believe in, because if you believe in it, then you're that much more likely to actually see results from it versus it's like, okay, I see this guy and he's helped guys get results, but I'm not sure about it. If you're not sure about it, then you're not going to invest in it as heavily as something else that you see where it's like, I like what they're doing. I think I can totally invest myself and go all in, and then you're just more likely to see results that way. So
yeah,
again, and like I said earlier, with remote coaching, find if if you feel like that's the right path for you, find something you believe in and do it for 6 to 12 months at least, and trust the process with it. Talk to the person you're working with, talk with other people around you, and see, because maybe sometimes you improve in ways that you don't realize. Like sometimes you
mhm,
might train for 6 to 12 months and it's like, okay, I haven't really built velocity, but it's like, what else has improved? Maybe your strength has improved.
yep,
Maybe your resilience, you're rehabbing from something and you feel better. So it's like There's one thing we've talked about with our post-grad guys. We went through a leadership development book, and there was an analogy of a bamboo tree. This is really interesting. So when you plant a bamboo seed and you water it, after a week, what are you going to see?
Probably not a lot.
Nothing. What about after 6 weeks? What are you going to see?
Probably a little bit more, but
Nothing.
probably not a lot.
What about
Nothing.
after
Okay,
a
see,
year?
nothing probably.
Nothing. It takes 5 years to finally see something
Wow,
from the bamboo seed. But after that 5 years, it shoots and has rapid growth in 6 weeks. So
interesting.
it like turns into full tree after five, because that 5 years, that foundation, it's not, even though you consistently water for 5 years, even though you don't see anything come up out of the ground for 5 years, it's developing roots and a strong foundation, and then it just has 6 weeks of rapid growth. And
Hmm.
so that's the analogy of like sometimes you're building a foundation, but you don't immediately see the results, but you need to keep staying consistent and trust the process.
Absolutely.
So that's been one of my favorite analogies that I've taken to heart, and a lot of our guys have taken to heart, where it's like
Hmm.
being able to trust the process with whatever you're doing and like believe that you're building a foundation, even if you don't see immediate PRs. So,
Yeah. No, I really like what you said about, the first of all, the analogy. I've never heard that before, and I really like that. I'm gonna have to take that from you. But one of the many things too is like that we all grow at different speeds. Where
absolutely,
it's different. It varies from person to person. And it's something that you never know. You never know. And then the other thing too is there's always something to take away from anything that you do in life or anything that you do in your career, whether it's, good, bad, learning, anything like that. You can always take away something positive and make it, or take away something and make it a positive in some sort of way.
for sure.
So I really like that. So, well, that's all I have. Do you want to say any more about, your post grad program? Anything, anything else you would like to add about any of this?
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, just in general, we're looking for players for this coming spring. Mainly one or two pitchers for this coming spring, but also recruiting a full class every position for this coming year. So I mean, if you want to see more of what we do on Instagram and Twitter or X, find us at BCA Postgrad. Our website is www.bcacollegebaseball.com. So if you want to see more of what we do, you can also shoot me a DM on Instagram or Twitter at Chaser Academy if you want to ask any questions about that. So, but otherwise, I mean, it was a pleasure to
Yeah,
talk about
absolutely.
my experiences and what I do here, and I'm excited to see you grow your thing as well.
I appreciate it. Yeah, and like I said, I don't think this will be the last time we talk. We did this, gosh, I don't even remember when we did it the first time,
It might
but
have been back when I was in college or
I
like
know it
right
was back
after
when I
that.
was in
Been
college.
a
I know that.
right.
So, but yeah, I don't think this will be the last for sure. So awesome. Well, I appreciate you, man. Like I said, I'm going to try to cut all this up, and then make a couple posts out of it. But
Sweet.
yeah, like I said, I will get the word out about your post grad program and keep getting you as much as I can.
Absolutely. I mean, if you have any players that work with you that are kind of in that high school range, 17, basically seniors in high school, and you know, it it doesn't have to be that they don't have any college offers. It can be like,
Hmm.
yeah, I've got some D3 offers, I've got some JUCO offers, but it's like you come here for a year instead and you guarantee yourself playing time because like we keep a small roster. Everyone here is guaranteed unless you like violate team policies, you're getting playing
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
You're so
100%.
why not guarantee yourself a full college season without using a year of eligibility and just have the opportunity to just grow and develop and really shape yourself into someone that's going to be unrecognizable after 9 months. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm definitely going to spread that word 100%.
all right.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you, man. I'll talk to you soon, okay? I appreciate you
Yep.
getting on.
Yep. Take care.
Awesome. You too.
Later.
See ya.